Hey everyone, welcome back to Tapping Out. I'm Tim.
I'm Mario.
So Mario, we got a lot to talk about today.
A lot to talk
Yeah,
about.
we've got, I thought there were some real highs, but
There were a lot of lows.
yeah, we're gonna get into this. So we're gonna start by kind of going through Stand and Deliver real quick, and then jump into some WrestleMania Night 1, follow WrestleMania Night 2. We'll also talk about Raw a little bit too, and kind of what's going on with the company because there's been some really troubling news today. Like that's an easy way to put it.
Yeah. So we're gonna break this up into two separate videos. We're gonna do a little bit of Stand and Deliver and Night 1 of WrestleMania. Then we'll have a separate video out for Night 2 of WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw, which we'll get into.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah. But yeah. So, Mar, let's get rock and rolling. What do you think of Stand and Deliver?
Stand and Deliver, I thought it was really good. I think arguably it was even better than WrestleMania. I was shocked. NXT recently has actually been very, very good.
They've been on fire.
It's the product is arguably better than the main, the stuff we've been seeing on the main roster, honestly. All of the matches were really, really good. Even the first match with Chase U and Schism. I thought I didn't care about any of those people, but they actually did suck you into the match, and I thought the ending was really cool.
Like when Duke Hudson did the fake turn. Like I know we were watching, and we were like, how are we caring about this match? But we do because they did a great job with that. Duke Hudson and Thea Hale definitely showed out in that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ladder match was really good with kind of a surprise.
Yeah. I think I told you, I would bet everything I own Indy Hartwell's not winning this match.
I didn't think so either. I thought there'd be no shot that Roxanne Perez was going to lose because they seemed like they really liked her.
Yeah, it seemed like they brought her back just to have her kind of overcome that and come back and win the title in the ladder match. But
yeah, I mean, even some of the more, some of the other matches, the women's tag match wasn't really anything special. Actually, neither was the men's tag match, but. The fatal 5-way match was actually really good. There were some cool spots in that match, and obviously the main event with Braun and Carmella Hayes was really, really good too. And and I've really started to like Braun Breaker a lot recently.
Yeah, I have too, and we're gonna get into why that's part of the reason why Raw sucked. We're gonna get into that in the next video, but just a little spoiler.
Yeah,
we want a Braun Breaker.
But no, just wanted to touch quickly on NXT. It was really good.
Just one more quick note: the Johnny Gargano Grayson Waller match.
Oh yeah,
very good.
Yep.
We both think the wrong person went over, but I guess they wanted to have the Dexter Lumis, Gargano, Indy Hartwell, Candice reunion. So
absolutely.
Yep. All right, what do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. So first we're jumping to WrestleMania. We'll go through match by match, so we'll kind of let you know what we thought of the night in general. First we had Austin Theory defeating John Cena for the U.S. title. Mara, you and Amy called that one correct.
Yeah. The match itself should have been something where this elevated Theory to, I don't know, to start. I don't want to say stardom, but elevating him more than he is now. Beating John Cena at WrestleMania is a big deal, and he did it. But the problem was the match itself was I was gonna say it was shit.
Yeah, it was shit.
Yeah, and
very disappointing. I know we had very high expectations for that match.
No, I think it was a combination of definitely some ring rust from Cena.
Mm-hmm.
He just didn't look, he just didn't look how he used to be. I mean, he really hasn't wrestled like a real match, in a couple of years. I mean, the match, on New Year's Eve,
he
was in it for like 30 seconds, so. The end, it also made Theory look weak, when he tapped out when the ref was down, obviously.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you're gonna have Theory win,
have him win.
You just made him look weak, and it almost defeats the purpose of him, trying to get elevated by beating Cena in the first place.
And it's not like that loss would damage Cena in any way.
No,
not even close.
And listen, I'm not the biggest Theory fan. He's okay, but like if you want to elevate him. Then at least let him win clean. Winning, tapping out and then hitting a low blow to win. It was just a really, really disappointing opening overall.
For something that could have been a highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did not leave a good taste in your mouth starting off WrestleMania.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like, we should have known at that point.
Yeah. But we actually did get a little bit better. Getting into the next match, we had the men's WrestleMania Showcase Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match. We had the Street Profits, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, and Braun Strowman and Ricochet. What did you think about this match?
I really enjoyed this match. I almost think they should have made this the opener, because those multi-man matches always kind of get people hyped up. I thought it would be a good opener. I mean, opening with Cena is never a bad thing, but, I thought it was a great match. I thought, everyone kind of had their showcase. A couple of highlights I had really, saw were, number one, Chad Gable doing that, like, rolling German suplex on Braun Strowman.
That was awesome.
And I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm just worried now, like, with that idiot back in charge, that Chad Gable might not get a singles push now. We might not get any LA Knight, which...
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
I'll let you cook it a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's stick to the matches right now. We'll cook it a little bit.
Sorry, I'm getting a little carried away. As you guys can tell, we're pretty frustrated. But yeah, Chad Gable's German suplex, and then Angelo taking out Braun was pretty cool, too.
Yeah. I think the match accomplished what it wanted to accomplish.
Yep.
Each team basically showing some cool move or some feat of strength. You had, as you mentioned, you had the Gable, suplex on Braun. You had Angelo Dawkins laying out Braun when he did his dumb little train around the ring. I can't stand that. I mean, he's terrible.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't win.
We had the stereotypical Tower of Doom move that all these big matches like to do.
Of course, they always got to sneak one of them in.
And then I think you had Ricochet doing a flying shooting star press.
Yeah.
Outside the ring. That was pretty cool.
That was really cool.
Like I said, I'm not the biggest Ricochet fan, but guy is phenomenal in the ring though.
Yeah,
he does some cool stuff.
Yeah, he is. He can really work.
And the Street Profits won, but as we'll talk about later, it didn't really make any sense that they won because, we'll talk about it a lot. But overall, I think the match accomplished what it needed to do.
I agree. Yep. I thought it was a pretty good match. And I think we had that string of pretty good matches continue. Actually, I think this was a really good match. Seth freaking Rollins beating Logan Paul. Maura, what do you think about this one?
I think it's almost the same kind of concept as match 2, or the match, the men's fatal 4-way match, where it accomplished what it needed to do. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get two guys who, and even Logan Paul, who are actually pretty good in the ring. It was a fun match. It wasn't the greatest match, but like I said, I think it accomplished what it needed to do. There was a couple cool spots with KSI as the prime bottle. In Logan Paul, frog splashing them in. Also, side note, I'm glad that when Seth Rollins with the pedigree and Logan Paul kicked out, that the pedigree is no longer no longer a protected move anymore.
It's the pedigree used to be like a guaranteed finisher. Now two guys kicked out of it this weekend.
Well, I'm glad because Hunter, he's better than Vince, but I have issues with Hunter too. So I'm glad this move isn't protected anymore because I have issues with Hunter.
Agreed.
But what'd you think?
I thought it was really good. It's always wild that Logan Paul's wrestled like 4 matches, but he's doing like elbow drops through tables. Like that's always pretty impressive.
And like I said too, people harp on the fact that he has a lot of time to train for these matches, but you know what? I actually appreciate that he's putting in the work.
Yeah, he is.
What I actually probably wouldn't mind seeing Logan Paul wrestle more, but if the matches you're gonna have are good, I have no problem with that. And also too, I didn't like seeing him come out with zip line either. That was. Especially with Vince back in charge too, I'm like that brought back some bad. We won't get into it, but I'm just saying that wasn't ideal seeing that.
Yeah, it's like what are we doing here? But yeah, that was a good match. Step 1, so everyone home happy. You want to jump to the next match?
Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Was it match of the night? No. But once again, I think it was a good match. I don't think it was a great match. I think it was a really good match. We saw Damian Priest, which it's never a bad thing when you see Damian Priest. So seeing Damian Priest come out there, then you had Legado come out there. Always good to see Santos. And Ray beat Dom. I think that kind of shows Ray's, there's some speculation Ray was going to retire after this match. I think, that we saw on Raw, he didn't. So I think we're starting to end the run of Rey Mysterio, but I think he's still got maybe a few more matches left in him. But yeah, I thought it was a match. What do you think?
I think I think it's kind of stick to the theme, like exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
It wasn't a barn burner, but it did what it had to do. It had Dom, messing with his mom and his sister,
Yep.
and Ray coming to their defense. Like we've been seeing. Dom has been a lot better since he's been with Judgment Day. Is he good in the ring? No, but he's still funny. So
Yeah.
I thought what I didn't agree with was that I don't think that Ray really should have beat him personally.
I agree.
I don't think it makes sense for Ray. Ray doesn't need this win. And, I think it's kind of goes along with the whole Judgment Day in general. Besides Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest barely wrestles matches.
Yep.
Dom constantly loses. And even Finn Balor, which we're going to get into later, is just losing every match, every big match he has. So, I don't know what they're planning on doing with, Judgment Day because... there's not a lot of factions in the company currently, and I think Judgment Day could actually be a very dominant faction. But I don't know why they just keep having them lose constantly.
It makes no sense. Like I don't get it. They should really be pushed a lot more than they are.
And I don't understand Ray agreeing to beat his son because it would do a lot more for his son.
Yeah.
Ray's gonna be retiring soon.
And listen, Dom didn't need to go over clean. Dom's one of those few that can go over is like a dirty heel and Judgment Day comes out and that's how you tell the story.
It was just too predictable. Oh, Ray all this time they've been messing with him and he wins. It was what it was.
Yeah, it was a good match. Nothing to write home about, which is a good match.
Now this match, I wouldn't say surprisingly, but it exceeded my expectations. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's title. What'd you think?
I thought it was a really great match. I thought it was, I'm gonna go great with that actually. I thought it was a great match. I really thought they both showed out. Rhea getting the win was definitely predictable, but in a good way. Sometimes predictable is a good thing. So I think Rhea winning, create a new star in Rhea Ripley. I just really enjoyed the match. So entertaining. And the right decision.
I thought it was a good back and forth match. There's definitely a lot of close calls. Charlotte kicking out of the Riptide. It was definitely they did some cool moves. Off the top of the rope. I know Rhea won with the top rope Riptide. But it was really one of those matches where it was like 50-50 all the way through. Back and forth. Yep. Both of them made it seem like they could win at any moment. It was really, really good. I mean, to me, this was the most predictable outcome. I don't think there was any shot that Rhea Ripley was losing this match, and I know we all said that this was our lock of the night, anyways.
Yeah. So we locked it down.
And I think Rhea Ripley, really showed that she could be pretty dominant in the in the division.
She can be main event of the women's division for sure.
Yeah, and Charlotte too. I know I talked about it. Charlotte Flair's run with the title was terrible, but she showed up.
Yep.
And I think now I read that she might be taking some.
I read that too. So she'll take a little breather.
But you know what? I mean, for her last match for a while, I think she really showed why she's probably one of the best in ring female wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
And she, it was definitely, what I like too. I don't think either one really carried the match. I think they both held their own. And overall, it was really, really good. Honestly, probably the second best. I think clear the second best match.
Yeah, I think so too. Yep, I definitely thought it was second best match of the night for sure. And we're just gonna go through now the Trish Stratus Lita and Becky Lynch match against Damage Control. Them beating Damage Control. Solid match, nothing really.
Oh, sorry, I got the match order wrong.
We're good. I mean, to be honest, if we would have skipped it, now we probably would have noticed. Solid match, nothing really to write home about. What'd you think?
This match was just a waste of time. I think they did one cool move where I think like Lita in that move they did where they did like a springboard.
Oh yeah.
Like a Hurricane Rana on Dakota Kai on top. Other than that, though, honestly, Trish looked good for not wrestling for a while. Lita looked very, very rusty.
Yeah.
Damage Control is just they're falling off a cliff at this point. You know, there's rumors that Bayley might be leaving.
Yeah, which
Damage, and then Dakota Kai and Io Sky are turning into jobbers at this point now. Looks like they're kind of projecting downward. After having probably one of the worst title runs with the women's titles that I've seen in a long time. We talked about they held it for like 6 months.
And defended it 3 times?
Defended it, I don't think even that many times. It was bad. This match was forgettable.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense to me in the first place. If you're gonna have Becky Lynch wrestle, at least have them put the title on the line with her and Lita. It didn't make any sense after this match.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be sad if Bayley's leaving. You guys, you and Amy both know I'm a bigger Bayley fan than you guys, and go back to the NXT days. That'd be fun to see Bayley leave. Going after Sasha and Naomi. They're really starting to lose a lot of their depth in this division. So, and then who knows with Vince taking over. Dakota Kai was brought back by Triple H. She could easily be gone again, which would be a shame.
I think we're already starting to see Vince's or Hunter's favorites starting to.
Yeah. Yep, and then I'll also bring us into the Pat McAfee defeating The Miz surprise match. What do you think?
I don't have a problem with this, but my bigger problem was that if we're gonna have a surprise at WrestleMania, I like Pat McAfee, but he was at Royal Rumble like 2 months ago. It's not like this is some big oh my god, Pat McAfee's bad. If he didn't come back for a Rumble and show at WrestleMania at that point, that would have been cool.
Yeah. And
if Pat McAfee came, if there was somebody else in addition to McAfee, I had no problem with it. But I just thought they probably could have gotten. I was hoping they were going to get somebody a little bit, I would say, better than Pat McAfee. A little more surprise, a better surprise than I like Pat McAfee. Just a better surprise. The match itself was a joke. I know they had George Kittle, kind of lay out the Miz, get involved too. But it was really just a match to just like, here's our surprise for the night, Pat McAfee.
Yep, which we're gonna get that common theme of being let down by surprises as it progressively gets worse and worse.
But we then got into the main event, which I clearly think was the best match of the night, arguably the best match of WrestleMania. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. What are your thoughts?
I love this match. They told a story in this match, which was so great. They balled out and they also told a story, which you don't see that much anymore. Them telling a story like that in the ring. The right team went over. Sami and Kevin's celebration was awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. It kind of reminded me of, why I love wrestling. This and another match we'll talk about in the next video. Kind of why I love wrestling. But yeah, what'd you think about it, man?
I thought the match was all it was hyped up to be. There's a lot of back and forth. It wasn't it wasn't a crazy match with like spots and stuff, but that's not their style anyways. I thought overall, like I said, back and forth, but I think towards the end of this match is really when you got sucked into it too, because there's a lot of close calls. Jay kicking out of the stunner. Sami doing 3 haluva kicks. To Jay, and you can see how emotional. There was just a lot of emotion in this match.
Yeah.
I think this was pretty close to another lock for us that that Kevin and Sami were going to win. I think it told, as you kind of said, it told a story of over a year of ups and downs. With Kevin and Sami and Jay and Jimmy and Roman. And it all kind of came to fruition in this match. And yeah, you could see Sami's face during this match. Like I said, he played it so well. As and even Jay too. You could even see Jay had a little bit of emotion in him too. He was almost a little bit torn too with everything that went on. And they both and they both were
so awesome.
It was really, really good. And Kevin and Jimmy played their roles really good too. Because let's be real, it was Sami and Jay with Kevin and Jimmy more in the background, but they played their roles good. What it also like too was, letting Sammy get the pin on Jay, and then and then Kevin giving Jimmy a stunner to allow Sammy to
exactly, that was perfect booking.
And shout out to Michael Cole when Sammy kicked out of the 1D. And then Michael's like, they're kicked out. Nobody's ever kicked out of the 1D. Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like everybody, this was. I said, over the weekend on our last show, we were talking about how it's gonna keep on the edge of your seat, and it really did.
It did. 100%.
Really did. And it's awesome to see Kevin and Sammy finally hold the tag titles together for the first time. They've been friends for 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years up there. They've been wrestling together for, in LA, Canada, all over the world. So it's good to see those two best friends, hold it together.
I mean, overall, what are your thoughts on night one overall?
I really enjoyed night one. I thought there were two one elite match, one really, really, really great match in the Rhea Charlotte. Then we had some really good to great matches, like the Showcase, Seth, Ray and Dominic. I think there were a couple of disappointing matches, but I would probably say, if I had to give this one on a scale of 1 to 10, because honestly, I think we should be judging night 1 and 2 separate.
Yeah.
I'd probably be giving this one an 8, I think. How about you?
I agree. I think most of the matches were what I expected, which is not a bad thing necessarily. I expected the Usos and Kevin and Sami Zayn match to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
I expected the women's tag match to be shit.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. If a match exceeds my expectation, that's great. But if a match is not good and I know it's not going to be good, I'm not gonna. I'll knock them for booking it in the first place.
Yeah, but it's not like you're going into it.
Yeah.
Which we're going to go into things when you go into things with high expectations and you get let down.
I would say, overall, probably, a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I thought it was really good. I think the main things that kind of saved this night one overall was obviously the main event, Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. And even the men's showcase match was fun. What was your favorite match of the night, you think?
Oh, it's gotta be the Kevin and Sammy against the Usos.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, yeah, I totally agree.
It's gotta be. It's been building for a year now with Kevin Owens been building for a couple of years.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
At this point now, I guess we could probably talk about a little bit. Where do you think what do these results mean? Especially for
the titles,
the titles. Some of those matches don't have they're not really going anywhere. But now do you see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn holding on the titles for a while now? Or?
I do. I think they at least get a run till SummerSlam. I don't think you put the titles on them to have them lose them immediately. I don't think they're gonna have a year-long Uso run, but I could see them holding until SummerSlam. Maybe a little bit later, but I think they have a pretty long run with them. How about you?
No. I think I don't know who would really be able to take them down as of right now. I'm sure the Usos are going to get a rematch at one of the upcoming pay-per-views, Backlash,
Money in the Bank,
something like that. I don't think they're going to win. But I definitely could see Kevin and Sammy holding on to the titles for a while. I think the same goes for Rhea Ripley as well.
I agree.
I think she's gonna. I can see her holding the title until at least next WrestleMania at this point.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody built up to even come close to her at this point.
No.
I will say though, which we'll get into at Raw, but the Street Profits winning, it didn't really make any sense to me.
No.
But
Seth Rollins, who knows what his direction is.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like a lot of this crosses over with Raw too.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. I mean, the women's tag division, like I said, I have no idea where that's going. I don't even know what's a viable tag team in the women's division. They just kind of they just kind of throw two people together and see if it sticks at this point.
Yeah, legitimately there was one legitimate tag team in the WrestleMania showcase, which we'll talk about.
Yeah. So, but yeah, overall, very solid night.
Yep. Yeah. And check back in for our review of night 2 of WrestleMania. And also make sure you follow the TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and send us any questions at tappinoutshow@gmail.com. And yeah, let us know what you guys think.
What do you say? Ready to get on to night 2 in the next one?
Yep. Let's pull theory and tap on out.
All right.